everyone, and good morning, Dr. Shariza. So we are Team F. So I am Lim Wei Han.
I Lim Baoren.
I am Nanda Aska Mulia.
I'm Shahrul Ashraf bin Muhammad Isham Segrin.
Okay, so today we are going to present our SET project 3. So this project 3 consists of 3 parts. The first part is the table-based construction design. The second part is a flow-based construction design, and the third part will be the state-based construction design. So right now, Lim Baoren will be explaining you guys the table construction design.
Okay, so thank you for the Henny, and then now I want to talk about the table-based decision. So the first one I want to talk is the type of user, and then the course the students enroll is. So as you can see here, we have two kind of user. First is the students, next is the lecturer, and then you can see we simplify it inside a diagram where you can see we differentiate the user into student and lecturer, and then we also differentiate the students into software engineering students and data engineering students. So go back to our decision table where we can see that the third things that we differentiate is the rubrics for that subject. So the rubrics also the same. We have two kind of rubrics. We have two kind of rubrics here. We have uploaded by the lecturer and not uploaded by the lecturer. So this is also a simple diagram to show how we differentiate our rubrics. Go back to the feedback that's been shown based on the categories. So for the first thing I want to talk about is the system will display the e-rubrics with features for students and lecturer. So you can see here when we differentiate these two things, we differentiate into a lecturer main page and then a student main page. So for lecturer main page, we have add new rubrics, submissions, performance, and lockout. However, for the students, we have changed it at the first features where the lecturer is the add new rubrics, but the students is subject list. The rest is the same because the lecturer have the responsibilities to add the rubrics. However, the students have the responsibilities to view the rubrics only. How we gonna to code it? We code it by using this. So at first, the user class will enter inside the code, and then next we will differentiate it by using our class. So actually, different users have different class. So if you are a lecturer, you will redirect to go to the lecturer main page, and then if you are students, you will go to a student main page. So this is how we differentiate between these two users. Next, we go back to a decision table where we want to talk about is the subject display on the screen are software engineering student subjects or data engineering student subject. So for this case also the same. We go to the view subject page where this is for the software students. So you can see you have a 3 subject here is the PT2, artificial intelligence, and software design and architecture. So for the coding side, we put like this. So if the students is registered under the software engineering subjects, it will have these 3 subjects, and if the students is the data engineering subject, it will go to these 3 subjects. So this coding helps us to decide the subject list shown based on the course of the students. So this is how we differentiate between the software engineering students and data engineering students. Go back to the decision table where we have the last thing we want to talk about is the things displaying on the rubrics column is. So for the things displayed on the rubrics column, we have 2 things here. It's a related rubrics identification numbers and then or attached. So go to the rubrics. You can see that here we have two kind of result. First is if you don't have any rubrics, you will see the red box. There is a dash at the rubric code. If there is something inside this rubrics, you will see blue color things at here. The blue color things actually is the rubric ID for the rubrics. So it will shows there is a rubrics at there. So how we're going to do it by using our code is first we get the rubrics from our database. Next we will print out the rubrics on the status. If the rubric status is a dash, so we will print a dash. Else we will print the rubric ID for the list. So this is how we're going to print out the everything for the rubrics. So that's all for the table-based decision. I pass to Lim Wei Hans to continue.
So for the flow-based construction design, what we have selected is 2 use cases. The first one is the upload rubric template, And the second one is the update Rubik template. Okay, so this is the activity diagram of it. So at first, the user can log in as the lecturer can log in into the system, and this is the main page of our system. So for the upload Rubik template use case, first the lecturer need to select the add Rubik template, add new Rubik. Then the lecturer will select add new Rubik. Then the eRubik system will display the choose Rubik page and the list of the Rubik template available. So this is all of the list of the Rubik template available. Then the user can click the view on the Rubik template that he or she wants. So for example, if I want to select this, the third one, Rubik for project, I select the other Rubik. Okay. So according to the activity diagram, the eRubik system will display all of the details of the Rubik template. So if I, as a lecturer, I'm satisfied with this Rubik template, all of the conditions, then I just click yes, click next. So after the lecturer click next, the system will display the insert form page. Then the lecturer is required to insert the Rubik name and the subject code for the new Rubik. So for example, I will just insert a Rubik for programming, and I select the subject code. So after that, I select other Rubik. Then the Rubik will be uploaded successfully, and it will show on the screen, like the fourth one. So according to the activity diagram, so after the lecturer select other Rubik, the system will save the newly created Rubik to the system database and display the Rubik update successfully. So for the second one is the activity diagram for the upload Rubik template. So let's sign out and sign in again. Okay. In order for the lecturer to update the Rubik template, the lecturer firstly also perform by selecting the add new Rubik. So after adding the new Rubik, so the system will display the choose Rubik page and also the list of the Rubik template available. So as you can see, this is the Rubik template, the list of the Rubik template available. So after that, if the lecturers want to edit this Rubik, like I would like to edit this Rubik for problem solving, so I just click the select. Okay, then the system will display a form. So according to the activity diagram, so after the lecturer click on the select on the Rubik template, then the eRubik system will display the detail of the Rubik in the form. Okay, so here is the form. So right now, what lecturer needs to do is the lecturer needs to edit the detail of the Rubik and also add the new Rubik name and select the subject code for the Rubik. So I can say like if this is Rubik for OP. Okay, so I select this code as SESJ3343. So if I can change the criteria, so maybe I just very good. Okay, satisfied. I can change the condition to satisfied. Okay, so I think if this is very good for me, then I just select update Rubik. So after update Rubik, the system will display the system will save the new Rubik to the system and also will display upload Rubik successfully. Okay, so as you can see just now, the Rubik is already added into the system. So if I try to edit again and I didn't enter the Rubik name, or then I try to update the Rubik, then the system will require the lecturer to fill in the field. So that's the other activity diagram, which is for the update Rubik template. So that's all from me, and right now I would like to pass it to Lim Bao again.
Okay, so thank you for the Henny, and then now I continue with the state diagram here. So as you can see here, we have the state diagram, and then first we go to the first state of the Rubik's, where the lecturer selects the add new Rubik's. So when the lecturer select the add new Rubik's, it will show the list of the Rubik's at here. So next I want to show you all is the select and the view mode. So if the lecturer selects the list of Rubik's, it will goes to the Rubik's form, so the lecturers can edit a lot of things at here. So same goes to if the lecturer select view format, it goes to the rubrics that has been stated, and then you cannot edit the rubrics. So this is the two format here, and then next is the lecturer input the rubrics name and the subject's name. So same goes to these two methods. If you press the next button, the lecturer is required to put a rubrics name. So for example, I put rubrics for fun, and then you can select the subjects that you want, and then you just upload the rubrics. So you can see here you have a new rubric set here. So this is how actually the rubric save into the database. So it must input the rubric's name and the subject's name so that it can save into the save into the database. So now I'm showing the student's view. So first we sign out the things. We sign out the system, and then we enter as a student. After you enter the students, you require to press the subject list, and then you can see all the subject at here. So because we have already set all the rubrics at here, so you just click the rubrics that you want. For example, I click the AI1 R007. So you can see the rubrics has been displayed. So this is what they say display the rubric, display the details, but not in the form format because the students cannot change anything. So when the students is press next, it will upload the rubrics. So this is the different state of the rubrics, and then this is the state diagram we stated. That's all for me, and then that's all for our presentation. Thank you very much, and then we are Group F. Thank you.